And when you start moving and allowing yourself to take up space, at first I started at home and then I got back outside on the dance floor and I was taking up space. And when you allow yourself to take up space in the world, your confidence goes through the roof. When we feel confident, we tend to do things that build more confidence. And when we feel not good enough, we often behave in a way that reinforces those emotions. But we have the power to flip the script at any time, and I'm excited to share confidence boosters for when you feel not good enough, because you are enough exactly the way you are. Hey lady, welcome to the Highly Sensitive Woman podcast. Do you struggle with self-doubt, setting boundaries, or feeling overwhelmed? My name is Alyssa, and I'm a highly sensitive woman who spent years trying to fit in, ignoring my own needs, and living in constant fear of disappointing others. But I finally discovered the power of embracing who I am, and now I don't feel so broken. In this podcast, you'll learn to find your voice, set boundaries, and live with bold confidence and inner peace. Grab a cozy blanket. It's time to connect with someone just like you. It is episode 18 of The Highly Sensitive Woman, and I am so glad you're here. I don't know about you, but it just feels really good to show up each week and have these conversations. And I'm wondering if you can relate to times when you're feeling a little bit unsure of yourself. Maybe like you're not enough. And maybe it's because something happened or someone said something. Maybe you lost your job or felt rejected in a social setting, or maybe you've been through a recent breakup or got a medical diagnosis that is going to alter your body. Or maybe nothing specific happened at all. But regardless, the next thing you know, your emotions have taken over, your confidence is in the pit, and you start isolating yourself. You stop getting together with people. You stop doing the things that you would normally do. Maybe you're just wearing your comfy clothes every day and opting for no makeup and not taking the time to do your hair, just pulling it up. Perhaps you eat ice cream or a bag of popcorn for dinner several times a week for maybe several weeks in a row. What started as a single moment has now become a pool of self-doubt, and your confidence has gone farther down in the pit, and you tell yourself, you're not good enough. You're not good enough for the kind of job you want, the relationships you desire, the experiences you would like to have. You're not good enough for the life that you dream of living. I've been there, and I know that downward spiral very, very well. I also know what it's like to start taking one step back up that spiral to get out of the pit, and I've learned how to reverse the direction sooner, so now I don't go as far down in the pit and I don't stay there as long. It's interesting, when I was a child, I spent a lot of time in my room just playing by myself, and I had this full-length mirror, and one of my favorite activities was sitting in front of the mirror and talking to myself. I had full-blown conversations as if I was talking to another person. And no one taught me how to do this. I just instinctively did it as a way to comfort myself when I was feeling really big emotions. And somewhere along the way, I stopped doing that activity. I don't know, I probably had some judgment or thought people would think that I was crazy because I talked to myself. But now, in my mid-40s, and having grown in my own confidence, I have returned to this strategy to work through thoughts and feelings that I might be having and boost my confidence when I am feeling like I'm not enough. Because let me tell you, I do still have those feelings all the time that I'm not good enough. But I tap into some of these strategies to help me bring myself out of that pit. And I want to share them with you. So one is having a pep talk with myself in the mirror. Make eye contact, speak kindly and directly to yourself. If you like affirmations, go with those. Or if you are just trying to create some new thoughts, I'm working with a client who has gone from, I dislike myself, to a new thought of, I don't dislike myself, and now I'm okay with me. How awesome is that progression? Many times we think we have to go from one end of the spectrum to the other. It's just a tiny shift, and having that conversation with yourself in the mirror connects you to yourself by making that eye contact and speaking directly to yourself. Or maybe you just want to talk through your feelings. You don't want to call someone, you don't want to get together with someone, but you need to process out loud. By looking at yourself in the mirror, you can process out loud, and it feels more like you're having a conversation with another person than you're just the crazy lady talking to herself at home alone. Another strategy for boosting your confidence is to dress in a way that makes you feel strong. Wear an outfit that makes you feel really put together, because your confidence will follow those physical cues. I love a good pair of statement heels. Again, back to childhood, from the time that I could walk everywhere we went, my mom said that I was noticing people's shoes, and nothing has changed in over 40 years of life. I love a good pair of shoes, and a pair of statement heels just really boosts my confidence. And recently I have started wearing them more regularly. About a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, I went to a speed dating event. And side note, if you have never done that and you are single, I highly recommend it just for the experience. Go with no expectations and just go for the experience, because where else are you going to get to talk to that many strangers in such a short amount of time? And it's just a really cool experience, regardless. But back to wearing an outfit that just makes you feel put together. I got myself put together, and I had my statement heels on, and I had my accessories, and I walked into that place feeling so confident that it didn't matter if no one was interested in me. I felt so good about myself when I walked in that I didn't need the affirmation from anyone there. Did it feel good when people gave me compliments? Absolutely, but it had nothing to do with them. I felt confident because of the way that I was dressed. And I certainly wouldn't have walked in with that level of confidence if I had been in my leggings and t-shirts and no makeup and just my hair up in a messy bun. Another confidence booster is to keep a you did that celebration list. It's not a to-do list. This is something that you are tracking that you have already accomplished. There is nothing too big or too small to put on this list, but it is really nice to have. Write it down so that you have it to go back as a quiet reminder of what you have accomplished and evidence of changes that you have made, things that you have overcome, steps that you have taken to start creating that life that you dream of. Keep that list so that you have a reference when that self-doubt and that feeling of not being good enough starts to creep back up. You can go back and be like, nope, that's not true, because I have all of this evidence that supports I am good enough. One of the things that can happen when we find ourselves in the pit is our space, our homes, can become a physical representation of what is happening internally. So something that can boost your confidence is getting that space organized or playing music that lifts you up. Your environment affects how you feel about yourself. So being really intentional when you find yourself in that pool of self-doubt, take a look around and see, are there things, physical things that you could adjust in your space that could help boost your confidence? And the last one for today's episode is to move your body intentionally. The purpose of this is not, please hear me. The purpose of this is not to start moving so that you can lose weight, be a certain size. It is not about fixing yourself. Please hear me on that. It is not about trying to fix yourself, but it is about feeling yourself and reconnecting to your body. Whether it's through dance or going for a walk or doing yoga, movement builds energy it builds agency, and it reconnects you to yourself. About a year ago, I was going through kind of one of these low confidence seasons, and I couldn't quite pinpoint what it was. But I noticed that when I was going to listen to live music, like I was there, I was showing up, I was doing the things that I have always enjoyed doing, but it wasn't landing the same. And I could not really feel the music, and I wasn't dancing. I was sitting there and the music was playing, but I couldn't feel it in my body. And I went through a relationship breakup, and immediately after, I could feel the music again. I literally allowed myself to dance around my home and have like the biggest dance movements you have ever seen. Like my arms were stretched out wide, and I was taking up space in the world. And when you start moving and allowing yourself to take up space, at first I started at home, and then I got back outside on the dance floor, and I was taking up space. And when you allow yourself to take up space in the world, your confidence goes through the roof. I hope these tips are helpful for you, and I would love to hear the things that you are doing that I have suggested, or maybe you've been doing other things that you find really helpful to boost your confidence when you are not feeling good enough. I would love for you to share them with me and our community, and tune in next week for more strategies and part 2 of confidence boosters for when you feel not good enough. Take care. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If so, would you take 30 seconds and share it with a friend who may be feeling like she's broken too? I'd love it if you'd leave a quick review for the show on Apple Podcasts. It brings me so much joy to know this podcast is helping you. Now it's time for me to stop talking and go soothe my senses in nature. I'll meet you back here next week for another episode. Take care.